Well, are you smelling smoke outside there tonight? Satellite images show a band of smoke moving northeast across the Columbia Basin and right into Spokane. Our air quality sitting in the moderate range right now. The National Weather Service says it is most likely smoke coming from the Evans Canyon fire burning in Yakima County. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at 6. I'm Whitney Ward.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Let's get right to the latest about the Evans Canyon fire. It is burning in Yakima County and forcing dozens of people to leave their homes. The Washington State Fire Marshal says the Evans Canyon fire is 1,500 acres in size. It's burning northwest of Natchez. Currently, 125 structures are threatened. We'll be sure to track these wildfires in our region because we are expecting a hot week ahead. And anytime we're tracking wildfires, we are also closely watching the forecast. Let's get to Chief Meteorologist Tom Sherry. And Tom, the weather, is it going to help firefighters or is it going to be tough for them?
It's going to be tough for them. We're looking for windy weather tomorrow with temperatures in the upper 80s locally. Down in the lower Columbia Basin, once again, they'll get into the 90s. We'll look for wind gusts at about 30 miles per hour. And then we're looking for more summer heat, well above average temperatures through the Labor Day weekend. Here we go with the current look at our temperatures here in Spokane. 84 degrees. Wind right now out of the south-southwest at 10 miles per hour. But tomorrow we'll see wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Our current air quality has gone from good now to moderate. It was good yesterday, moderate today. Some of that can be blamed on smoke. Some of it can just be blamed on the dust that is in the air. And you can see that the storm track and that much needed rain is well to the north of us up into British Columbia. So your day planner forecast calling for 80s, then 70s, patchy smoke at times tonight. We'll look for mostly clear skies overnight, sunny and very warm tomorrow. When you see that 87, keep in mind the average high for this time in September is 79 degrees. For the weekend, it gets even hotter. 94 expected on Saturday, 90 on Sunday. I'll check the rest of your 10-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, looking forward to it, Tom. Thank you. Well, the Palmer fire in Okanogan County now nearly 100% contained. It is still actively burning in some places, but fire crews say they do have it completely surrounded, and they're confident their lines will continue to hold. At the fire's peak, more than 36 structures were lost, including some homes. Go ahead and take the story. We've got the latest. This part of Washington is no stranger to wildfires, but you just have to take one look around to understand the appeal of living here. Right now, we're on top of Palmer Mountain in Okanogan County. Many of the people that I talked with say they live here because it's all they can afford. For some, it's a trailer, but without electricity. For others, it's a small cabin, but with no running water. And unfortunately, after the Palmer fire came through here, many of them lost everything. They also tell me that insurance to protect what little they do have isn't an option.
Well, everybody wants a piece of the pie. You want your land, you want your own space. People have the idea that the land is affordable up here, but yet we're kind of at the mercy of the land.
Colleen Hollingshead has lived on Palmer Mountain for more than a decade, and in many ways she's considered herself one of the lucky ones. You're one of the few, it sounds like, with electricity and water.
Yes, we have electricity and water, and we're thankful for that. Because my neighbors all around me, they don't have those simple things that everybody takes advantage of.
And her luck held out as the Palmer fire moved closer to the town of Loomis and over the top of Palmer Mountain. Colleen's home on the mountain is still standing. Others, though, were not so fortunate.
I lost everything.
Robert Phillips has called Palmer Mountain home since 2014. He tells me his 12 by 16 cabin wasn't much, but it was his.
20 acres right here with me right now. I'm happy with that, I mean, I get to see everything up there, the deer and all the animals and stuff up around through there, and it's peace to me.
But the problem here has always been this part of Okanogan County is unincorporated and unprotected. That means Colleen and Robert and dozens of others who live up here are without any protection from a local fire district. So when a fire breaks out, help may be too far away.
In that case, clean up around your premises.
For Pete Cantu, that meant cutting down the brush and weeds all around his uninsured cabin before the fire came.
That's the only insurance I could say you really got going for you.
Yeah, but it obviously worked for you.
It worked for me, thank God.
Steve Harris with Washington's Department of Natural Resources says it often comes down to resources.
There are lots of areas in the state of Washington where fire districts do not provide fire protection. And unfortunately, there are oftentimes homes built in those areas. If the roads are poor, there's poor access, poor water, then a fire district may say, you know, we can't provide adequate coverage.
And on top of that, homeowners insurance isn't always an option.
If you get insurance, you can't afford it. And then some of them don't even offer it.
Yeah, I looked into it, and the people, they asked me, says, well, where do you live at? And whenever I said Okanogan County up above Oroville, they says, says, you couldn't even afford it. And that was the end of the conversation on that. So
if you knew that insurance wasn't an option for you up there, that it was just too expensive, did you ever worry that something like this would happen someday?
I worried about it all the time.
DNR crews worry too. When the Palmer fire started to make its run, they sent brush trucks and water tenders, even though it's not technically their jurisdiction.
In that area, we knew there was no fire district protection, but we also knew there were people in those areas. When you have homes that ignite, it makes fighting fire more difficult as well. You have the unknown hazards around the homes. Plus, we just obviously don't want to see homes burn.
Harris says DNR would like to see more unincorporated areas become part of a fire district, but he knows for some, living outside those lines may leave them empty-handed.
Because nobody wants to lose, you know, what you've worked so hard for all your life. It's the last thing you have.
I mean, that's my home. That's all I've got. I've got nowhere else to go.
So most of the people that I talk to, they say they do want to stay and rebuild there in Okanogan County, but they do need help. So here's a list of the items that they need the most. Things like temporary shelters, showers, camping supplies, and food, and of course, monetary donations. So if you can help, you can contact the Tonasket-Oroville Disaster Relief Team. Their number is 509-486-1328. And again, that number is right there at the bottom of your screen. Mark?
All right, Whitney, thank you very much. Breaking tonight, Pullman has one of the fastest growing coronavirus outbreaks in the nation. A team from the National Guard is now headed there to help them with testing. Let's turn now to Regina On, joining us from the newsroom tonight with more information. Regina?
Yeah, well, Mark, the team funded by FEMA is expected to be in Pullman starting tomorrow. Whitman County Public Health says the team is wrapping up testing in Yakima right now. So it's going to take a couple of days for them to set up, and they'll be scoping out different locations. So the county health department says testing should begin by next Tuesday. That's September 8th. There has been a surge, though, in cases since WSU students moved back to Pullman to start the virtual school year. Whitman County Public Health is reporting 559 positive cases, and right now Pullman has the 6th fastest growing COVID-19 outbreak in the United States per population size, and according to the New York Times, Pullman has 5.9 new coronavirus cases per every 1,000 residents. And in addition to the National Guard, a mobile care unit will be set up at the university starting tomorrow. That's operated by Range Health, and it will provide testing from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Wednesday through Friday. WSU says it will be set up alongside the President's House first and then move to the Greek Row area starting next Tuesday. And the mobile unit will be able to accommodate up to 80 people per day. And new here tonight, the Pullman Regional Hospital saying they are not accepting any visitors to inpatients right now. And the hospital says designated caregivers can come in to assist the patients. Birthplaces can have one partner and one support person. Live here in the newsroom tonight, Regina On, back to you.